Small town feel with big time ideas. After all, you are entitled to Brad's opinion. Here's your host, Brad Allard.
Title to my opinion, huh? Okay. Well,
We know what we signed up for.
yeah.
Whoa.
Well, anyway, that opening guitar music mellows me out. I'm all intense. It's time for the show. Oh, and then there comes the guitar music.
Yeah, it's very relaxing. It just eases you into
Yeah.
your opinion.
Yeah. Well, we have Melissa Miller at the Burleson area chamber today. We're going to talk about all these great things going on. And, fall's busy as everything else. We're going to talk about also on a larger scale, how's the chamber doing and is the economy affecting it? And whatever else she really wants to promote. It's up to her. This is her hour or 45 minutes or 57 minutes or whatever it is. It's going to be quieter because Sarah's not here. And now that
It is going to be quieter.
Yeah, and it's like when those two get together, it's like, hey, I'm over here, right? It's still my show, dadgummit.
We let you chime in occasionally.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think about
Is
this?
this a good time to talk about all the secrets that Sarah had in high school and all that?
She's probably still listening and
Yeah.
will chime in at some
No.
point. My phone will ring.
I don't have any stories about her that are embarrassing. She was always a good kid. And don't believe what she says, and she didn't have any boyfriends. She had friends aplenty. She just didn't know it.
She didn't know it. They were
Yeah.
admirers. That's what we
They
call
lined up to the left, but she was like, "Oh, I'm too busy singing and dancing and all this other
it.
stuff."
I believe that. Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, but on a side note, I was asked about, am I going to comment about the events of Saturday night? I'm going to do that tomorrow morning at 9:30, special show. I don't like to bring politics into these kind of shows because, why? That's already unpleasant enough.
Yeah.
And, but we'll be talking about that at 9:30 tomorrow in a special show, so I haven't ignored that. I almost came on yesterday afternoon. I probably should have, but I didn't. I wanted to wait until I knew what was going on more instead of ranting and raving and find out, oops, never mind.
That sounds very smart of you. I think more people should be holding their tongue and waiting to find out more information.
This is well before your time, but there used to be on a Saturday Night Live show, Gilda Radner used to have this on their news segment, this Rosanna Dana used to rant and rave, and then she'd be going on about something, and the news guys would say, Rosanna, that's not really what happened. Oh, never mind. And I just didn't want to go that routine.
Yeah.
Boy, I just dated myself, didn't I? It's late 70s.
Yeah, actually, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, I know. Anyway, let's go to the sponsors.
I didn't know they
before
had that show back then.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was in black and white with the rabbit ears. It was right after I Love Lucy. Anyway, Our Place, I'll be there Thursday with my Sunday school crew where we try to solve all the world's problems and come woefully short. And it's always a great place for that kind of thing. And also I do a lot of my B&I business there. You do a lot of business there, I'll bet.
I really love having breakfast meetings because it's so much easier for me to go into the office late than it is to leave for like a lunch and then go back. So I do love a breakfast meeting and had one not too long ago.
That's what I do is the breakfast. Of course, I like the lunch as well. My last time I was there doing business was about a week ago, and I think it was very profitable because I was talking to the fire department. They're going to be doing a show with us. We're trying to get it scheduled. We're going to be doing a monthly show like we do with the police.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
That's good.
And also Gina's Pizza. Now, they're open at night, so you can go there for business
Yes.
after work things.
We're going to have them for our board meeting luncheon tomorrow. So
Are you really?
yeah,
Good
Otto
for
came
you.
in the other day and we were like, hey, by the way, while you're here, I need to.
But they're not open on Tuesday normally, so they're opening just for y'all?
Yeah, I mean, he does nice things.
Yeah.
That guy's very nice. Yeah.
Yes, he is. Well, I really like that place a lot. And so I'm just surprised I was in town. Every time I see him on Facebook, he's here, there, and everywhere. So
He's on the move. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of on the move, we've got Chris and Nathan over at Wild Cigar. They got a lot going on. They every weekend in the summer, they have some sort of special going on. And they have a lot of vendors come through. This cigar world is like the wine world. It's like a whole world unto itself. When I first met Nathan, and I've known Chris for a long time, and I went through their humidor, and like there's all these different cigars, and it's like, it never really occurred to me that, this one has this kind of taste, this one has this kind of smoke, whatever else. It's like, I thought a cigar was a cigar, but no, and they almost hit me when I said that. So, it's a good place to go if you're an expert. If you're not, but you know somebody, get a gift card, and they'll be glad you did. Also, Kayla, she got a big deal coming up. Did she tell you about that yet?
I don't think so.
Well,
no.
it's been kind of.
Do tell.
Well, she's going to have a big sale Thursday and Friday. No. I'm sorry. Gail. It's Friday and Saturday. That's it. Friday and Saturday. It's going to mark the 1-year anniversary of going into that new space they've had. And I asked her at the last B&I meeting, do we have any specifics about discounts? She says, well, they're going to be discounts. Okay, plenty of them. So just tell them that, you know. She didn't have like a card, say this ring is X and whatever, but she's got a lot of discounts. They're going to have, you know, refreshments of various kinds, you know, from, you know, Kool-Aid probably all the way to her favorite bourbon. So that's always a good thing. You know, that's what I like about her store too, is that the men have a place to go while the women look at the rings and whatever else.
Yes.
Now she has male jewelry there, but it's mostly a female clientele, or for a female clientele.
She's got beautiful work.
Yeah, and she does a lot of design work, as from what I understand. Also, thank you to our friends over at twomaidescleaning.com/Burleson, 817-764-0733. You want to talk to them about joining the chamber. They're really trying to expand into Burleson in this area. I mentioned it to them in the last B&I meeting. It's run by Brenda Ramirez, but her brother Gerardo does a lot of business for her. You know, Gerardo has several businesses actually, and so I'm going to see if I can get them on board.
Yeah.
And we mentioned one prior, last week's guest, Al Warner. You need to shake him down. He needs to be part of the chamber. And I would bet almost a whole $1 he'll join.
A whole $1?
For a whole $1.
Wow. Okay. Well, for that.
Well, do we get a finder's fee if I bring in members?
The whole $1 back.
You know, see, I told you it pays to be part of the chamber. All right. So call her at 817-764. Hey, I put that number back up. I don't have it memorized. I'm old. You know, by 20 more years, I'll be able to run for president. 817-764-0733. I thought that was funny. All right, anyway. All Pro Roofing, John Williams, 817-734-2756. He came by last Wednesday to check out my roof. It's good to go. He sent me pictures, so he'll show you what he's talking about, as opposed to just climbing down and saying, yeah, you need a new roof. No, he said, no, your roof is in good shape. And this is the time to do it. I mean, it's not supposed to rain until, I think, 2028. You know, so you'll get it inspected now, because it's not a good time to find out you need a new roof when it's raining.
Yeah.
And it only takes about 5 or 6 minutes. It didn't cost you anything. So, you know, so John is very trustworthy. Old Pro is very trustworthy. And they are members of the chamber.
They are.
Yes. You know, probably long-standing members, no doubt. So give them a holler. Also, Jeff Kelly over at the Wethington Agency, 817-781-0546. Or Jeff at jeffkellyrealty.com. Is the Wethington Agency part of it?
They are, yes.
Also, one of my foreign sponsors, still good friend, Shandy Stocksville, just joined a Wethington Agency. So they got a star there, too. That's a pretty stout lineup if they got Jeff and Shandy there as well. So give him a holler, because he has a lot of prospects, you know. It's interesting. We had a good conversation about 3 weeks ago on their show about real estate and all that, and the rates and how it's affecting it. And what they'll tell you is, buy your house. You can always refinance, because when the rates come down, the price of the house is going to go up, and you can't reconsider that. So, you know, that's something to think about. That's what our friends over at Camco would tell you as well. So, anyway, well, you got a pretty busy time coming up, don't you?
We always do. I don't know that there's ever not a busy time, which is good, right?
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have, is that we are always busy. But
Well,
we're always busy.
It wouldn't look good if somebody walked in and you and
We were
Sarah
just
playing
bored doing
gin, you know,
nothing.
something. Oh yeah, we're planning lots
Pull
of
up a
things.
chair. Play with us. We'll do you in.
We're playing some spades here or whatever. No, y'all still need help or something, or is that still something to be considered?
In process, in progress, yes.
Yeah, I know the budget is what it is and all that, but it's, you know, since Jessica left, I'm sure y'all's duties have amped up.
Yes, they have. Yeah, yeah. Work loaded. Yes. Yep.
Well, let's hope for the best. You know. What would you like to talk about first? I know you got several things.
Oh, I mean, do you want to do events? We've got those. We always have those coming up. We can. It's actually your show. Like your name is on the sign.
Yeah,
we can do whatever you want.
Now that I'm not outnumbered, I'm going to look at see some of the things that you sent us.
Yeah.
Okay, how about the Women's Health and Wellness Luncheon?
Yes, so that's coming up actually this week. We do have a busy week this week. So this is hosted by our Power of Heals. It'll be at First Baptist Church on Thursday, which is July 18th, 11:30 to 1. And this is going to be a panel of doctors and providers, all from the local area, from Belvisage with medical aesthetics all the way to integrity rehab with like pelvic floor therapy and all of that.
What? I don't know what that is. Pelvic floor therapy? Okay, wait, but I'm not women, you know. I'm not part of the women. You know, and if I show up there, it's like Get out of here. This is.
But your wife can go. You can get her
she
a
works
ticket.
Wednesday.
This is lunchtime.
It's Thursday,
and it's on
actually.
Thursday. So now what?
Oh no, yeah. I got no
So
excuse.
we'll see her there, and she can bring Gayla and the girls with her. And so actually, whenever you do register to attend this luncheon, you can fill out a questionnaire if you've got this pressing question that you maybe really don't want to ask your doctor or don't want to ask certainly in front of a large group. You can email us your question, and we'll be sure that we can include that in the provider's Q&A. And so there will be good food, and then the panel of doctors that'll be up there. And then whenever we're finished, it'll be kind of like vendor expo style. We will have the time to go out and actually chat with that provider and other health and wellness sphere people in the lobby. So we're really excited about
Let's
that
see some
one.
of these people. You're talking about Michelle Beeson?
Yes.
And Dr. Zoe Roberts. Wow, you got Danielle Ivy?
Yeah.
Okay. These names are, I'm
okay.
sure they're big names in their field. Yeah. But I'm not in that field. So Stephanie Lewis.
And Stephanie Lewis from Integrity Rehab. So what I love about this one specifically with Dr. Ivy is she started coming to, well, her husband really comes to our Business Over Breakfast, which is on the it always gets me. It's the last final answer. It's the last Tuesday of the month. It's my very favorite event that we do. And there are connections made all the time. But one of them specifically, her husband, I've never heard of Arbor Internal, and they've been here for a little bit. And he's started coming, and you can see the cards start going out at the end, whenever everybody's introducing themselves. And so it was a connection that we really felt like helped be fostered from our Business Over Breakfast.
And these are all local people, right?
All local people.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. And so it's not like you're bringing somebody from out of town.
No,
These are,
no. And Michelle Beeson, she Belvisage is local in town, and she's also on the Power of Heals, and she's an ER doctor as well. So
wow, ER doctor. That must be that's a one way to earn a
Exciting?
living. Well, yeah, exciting. That's the word I'm thinking. But I'm thinking some days more exciting than you need. But
yes,
no, it's pretty interesting. Over at First Baptist, it's a party over there. That's my church, and we party all the time over there. Well, not really. Every time y'all have these events here at Pathway, I keep thinking, dadgummit City Burleson, we need to have a space for these kind of things.
We do need a space.
We're lucky to have two churches that have enough space for these things.
absolutely, and who take great care of us.
Mm-hmm.
They are the Donna and Jennifer over at each church, Pathway and First Baptist, really have that servant heart, and they do a fantastic job of being a good steward of that calling, and they really do take care of us. They're the greatest hostesses.
We're not going to have to bring a sack lunch to this, are we?
No.
okay.
Beyond the Box is catering, and it was a delicious lunch that I forget, and included cheesecake. So there's that.
So you talk about health, and then you have cheesecake. Okay, I got you.
Well, it's balanced.
Yeah.
It is balanced.
What, you trying to gin up some customers here? I was thinking at the parade, this 4th of July parade, we were on thinking, this is a conspiracy with the dentist because, all that candy going out, So this is kind of like, here, have another piece of cheesecake, and I'll see you
It's just
on
a
Thursday.
small one, right? For those fasting labs, we're going to check out your cholesterol.
Yeah, oh, yes. Well, let me tell you, when you get older, it's hard to keep the sugar down, even if you're trying hard like I am. So, but that's another story. That's really good. And this is what I like about the Chambers, that it's not just about, trying to generate business, which is what its primary purpose is, but it's also about information, bringing information to the community and to the members.
Yep.
And, I don't know a lot of chambers do that, I guess. I've talked to a couple other people in other communities, like over in Corsicana, and they have some stuff, but I think y'all are much more at the forefront of the community. I'll put it that way, and I think it's a tribute to y'all and then y'all's leadership and whatnot. So I really like these things because it's like, it's more than just, I don't know, schmoozing and over coffee and donuts and passing cards around.
Yeah, which is like the number one thing I want to change people's perception about the Chambers, that's what we are, and we kiss babies and we take pictures and we smile and we talk about the good old days back then. And it's not. We are much more than that, and we're excited to offer things like this. And we've actually had a great turnout as far as registration and everything goes, which, by the way, you can register on our website, which is burlesonchamber.com.
I just did that last week. I just emailed Sarah and said, sign me up for another year. So
Excellent.
yes.
Welcome. Thanks for staying with us. We're excited.
That was a no-brainer for me. Really, it wasn't just because I know y'all, but because I've benefited from it. And I like being part of a group that does these kind of things. This is how these things get supported. Because you're bringing some to the community, even to the non-members that are pretty important.
Yeah, and non-members can still come to the luncheon as well.
And then there's this, after the meeting, you twist arm a little bit. No, I know what I'm talking about because I do it for BNI. It's like you come visit our meeting, and then they come talk to me afterwards, and I say, okay, here's how it works.
Here's the application.
Here's the application. We'll put your signature on right now. Oh, by the way, put your financials. No, we're not quite that hardcore. Holy cow. Anyway, let's see what else you got going on here. You got lots going on.
We do. The following day, while you're looking,
I'm looking at all the flyers.
Go right into it. We have our fundraiser night with the Cleburne Railroaders. So
yes, I love the Cleburne Railroaders.
Good. I can tell. I'm glad.
Well, because they're our sponsor, and also Kay's going to be on next week.
I love Kay.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
She's
I mean,
so great.
I mentioned her name just in casual, and they're like, "Oh, she's so wonderful."
Yeah, she really is, and she just jumped in with 2 feet whenever she got here. So with the Railroaders, the mayor of Cleburne actually has said that it is the city of Burleson Day, right? So the mayor's even getting a...
The mayor of Cleburne said that?
Did you almost lose your water?
Yeah, a little spit take there. The Cleburne mayor said it's the city of Burleson Day.
So
I bet their city council just loved that one.
The mayor is our Burleson mayor is throwing out the first pitch. So it's Burleson night, and they're actually going to play as the Burleson Railroaders that night. I know, it's kind of a big deal. But we get to be the spotlight for the night. So we're actually using this as a fundraiser opportunity. So when you purchase your tickets for this particular game night, which is on Friday, July 19th, when you purchase it using this QR code that's on the screen, or when you go to burlesonchamber.com, you can find this event. And when you purchase your ticket through this specific link, a portion of those sales will go directly back to the chamber because we are a nonprofit. And so we do need sponsors and support. And so this is our special night, and it's a firework night, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, well, it's every Friday night.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about them is they really have integrated themselves into our community, Johnson County as a whole. I mean,
yeah,
we've had
they give back a lot.
Next Step, we've had Crazy Eights. Yep. We had Harvest House. I know there's another one coming up. I think there's House of Hope. I think has one coming up here, Crowley House of Hope. And it seemed like Kay just contacted every one of them and said, let's do this. And
we all said yes.
Yeah, I'll bet you did. But what I like about it, it's fun baseball, and it's a good family event. And it's, I went there, I've been there, a couple of times, 3 or 4 times. And you go there and you see little kids playing in, the fouled areas off to the side. And you see, it's just very hometown. And I like that because as much as I like the Rangers, that's an investment,
Yes, this is much easier on your wallet, and your whole family of 4 can do.
You can, not have to park in Grand Prairie to get to the stadium unless you pay $80 or something like that.
And Ryan Anderson's going to sing the national anthem for us.
Yeah. I remember he was in high school.
Good.
He is. I remember him in high school as well. He was the lead in a musical. You got to ask him about it. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. He was the lead character. I forget. That's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Me.
Yeah, and so that's interesting. But I'm really glad y'all doing that. I'm glad they're doing it. But like I said, she'll be on the 25th, and she's also involved in something else with y'all, is she not?
Yes, she does our young professionals group. So they meet up once a quarter on the last Wednesday of that quarter. So we just had it in June, I think, like on the 26th. So it won't be again until September. So the last Wednesday of September, which I did not bring a flyer for.
Well, you'll have another opportunity.
And so they just meet for an hour at Fresco's and just in like the bar area just to get young professionals 40 and under together and networking. Yes, Taylor, coming in clutch.
See, he does as always.
So it's free, whether you're a chamber member or not. The whole goal is just really to get you connected with like-minded business people and to get you out and networking with people who are your own age. And so you don't really feel like you're at the coffee crowd. If you were not interested in coffee crowd people.
Yeah, so that's what, I get it. I mean, I'd walk into something like that and they'd say, oh, you brought your grandpa with you, that kind of thing. That's not for me. This is good for younger people, particularly a lot of them are probably in their first entrepreneurial enterprise and they need to make connections. I've learned a lot from y'all, from BNI, from all about the value of networking. Because when I started this podcast, I thought, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I really come to appreciate the value of networking. That's why I've told people to join the chamber. It's not just, get your publicity out there. I mean, you're going to run into some people. And when you need somebody to do a job for something like I mean, I know people now that are both members of BNI and the chamber. If I needed something, I know who to go to now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the value of all this networking business.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
even if it doesn't produce something the next day, you never know. 6 months later, oh, I met you at this whatever, and still have your card.
Seeds get planted all the time, for sure. And every event that we do, whether it is Network at Night, because cards are always getting exchanged, or Business Over Breakfast, like I said, where everybody gets the opportunity to present that like 30-second elevator spiel to the whole room about your business. And cards and conversation happen as soon as we break. It's everybody is connecting and networking together, and it's really good to see all of that happen.
It's interesting because I didn't even know this kind of community of networking existed. And then there's several groups out there. Do you make the rounds on those groups?
I don't yet. I don't have time. But come that third person,
Yeah, okay.
I will again.
Well, Jeremy does a good job. Jeremy Bleeker, of course, being the president of our little group, promotes the chamber stuff.
Yeah.
So you got coverage there.
Excellent.
Yeah, good. Well, and
I do make it to OTBA, but that's easy because it's just right down the street. But, you know.
Well, you also have Greg Williams and Dee Dee Simpson. They both are diplomats, ambassadors. I get them all confused. But
Dee Dee's an ambassador,
Yeah. And so there's, you got plenty of participation in that room.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have something coming up with one of my wife's favorite people, Jennifer Todrick.
Yes. So is she actually, she's going to come to this?
I would bet she would.
Excellent.
You send us that flyer. I did, or Sarah did, or somebody did.
Yeah, Sarah sent the updated one. So it is our Full Circle Women's Conference, also hosted by the Power of Heels. So this one is an all-day event, and it is in September on Friday the 20th from 8 a.m. to 3. And so it's at Pathway Church as well because, like we discussed, they're fantastic hosts for us. But Jen Todrick is our featured speaker for the day. So most people probably know her from Instagram. She's the Rambling Redhead, but she also has a DIY show called No Demo Run Out.
Oh, we have it videoed on our YouTube. I mean, Robin knows this show quite well.
Excellent.
And I've mentioned before, I knew her as Jennifer Marsh as a student. I think class of 06. She also was a lead role in a musical, 42nd Street. I remember that, all the tap dancing they had to learn. But she was the lead character, and it was perfect.
Nice.
We had some really good musicals. I haven't been to one in a while, but we had some really good musicals. We had a lot of talent, and everybody associates Kelly Clarkson with our musical talent.
Yeah, but we have
a whole lot more than that. A lot more than that.
Absolutely.
But you're going to enjoy her. Have you ever met her?
I have not. No.
You're going to love her.
No. This will be my first time.
What you see on that show and what you see on her Instagram is exactly the way she is and was. I mean, this isn't not a persona she's putting on.
She's authentic. That's awesome.
Yeah, very authentic. Very outgoing, humorous. She was a good student. I mean, but she was. I honestly, when I thought she left high school, I thought she'd be in musical theater or something like that. But she's done this instead. But my wife watches all those shows. Like I said, she has them all recorded, and when she gets home, she'll watch one or something every now and then. So we're quite familiar with Jennifer Todrick.
Good.
And
well, I'm excited that y'all know who she is. That y'all that Robin is going to attend with the Southern Gem ladies.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so. That you said it's from 8 until 3. No, she's not going to be speaking from 8 until 3.
No. She will be our morning featured speaker. And then we have breakout sessions throughout the rest of the day with several amazing ladies. Like Linda Vollman, she is from ITS. I love her. She's one of the coaches there. And I think it's Brooke Mathis.
Yeah, she's the photographer, right?
No, because I said the name wrong.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah.
I can read, but I chose not to, and it's Morris.
Okay, all right.
Sorry,
Brooke Morris. Well, I know Sarah Tynan. She's been on the show a couple of times.
Yes.
And let's see who Melanie Ventura. Oh, the Burleson Police Department.
Yes, they do like a self-defense class, which was really popular last year here. So, and Kim Garrett and Christy Beam. So we're really looking forward to hearing everyone on that day.
Well, yeah, that's like fun.
Yeah, with vendors and some little boutique opportunities, and not little, but some shopping opportunities, and then we'll feed you at this one as well because
why not?
Everybody likes to be fed.
It's an interesting time, September 20th, because on the 19th is the National Giving Day. And I'm going to have about 12 of our nonprofits here, so I could throw this up in there as well.
That'd be great.
Because that's one of my favorite shows. We're going to have 10-minute shots of people coming by and saying, "Hey, this is what we do," and all these people, Harvest House and Crazy Eights, and I have a couple of new people. House of Hope is going to join us. I think the only male in the room is going to be Sandy Mason from the American Legion, which I have on next Thursday, coming in about 3 days. But that's going to be a great show. We need to advertise this, and by the time, that's the kind of stuff you're going to get with all these ladies. They're you got to see them together because they're such a community and spirit of mutual love and respect and support. It's
and there really should be, right? It shouldn't be competitive, especially when you're a nonprofit. Like there's enough of
it's not even just that they're not competitive by any means, but they're also a lot of cross references. And what we do after that show is we'll record another one to play a couple of days afterwards of them just talking. I mean, I'll say, "Take it away," and I'll kind of like it is when you and Sarah show up. I just show up at the end of the show. Yeah. And then so they'll pass the mic around. Usually Lisa Schwartz kind of heads up it because she's so much more, I don't know, dynamic a personality.
Yeah.
And so we'll just pass it around, and they'll say, we talk about what's it like to run these things, and what stresses, what keeps you up at night, what are the reasons why you keep doing it, and that kind of thing. And it's just really great.
Yeah.
You have any others? I don't.
That's all I brought for the rest of the year. Yeah. So we do have in the works, but I did not bring the flyer. October 5th will be a pickleball tournament that we're going to have at Southern Oaks. And again, with Power Feels Ladies as the host for that. So more information will follow on that one, which is why I didn't bring the flyer.
Well, it takes a while to put these together. There's a lot of tournament stuff going on. I'm with the Burleson Opportunity Fund. We thought about moving from golf to pickleball, and then somebody in the room said, "I think Chamber's going to be doing one," or something like that.
Yeah, there are a couple of people who are doing them, but we had some space in our calendar at the end of the year, and so they were like, "I think we should try," and we're trying.
Well, I think it'd be a good idea, and I think you'll probably get, in some ways, better participation because pickleball is something you don't have to be good at to enjoy, whereas in golf, I guess, but if you don't play golf a lot, you're not going to play it well. And it's a lot more investment in the equipment and the time and whatever else. And here you can get 4 people out there, maybe not even ever played before, and paddle it back and forth and have a good time.
Yeah.
So do you have anything for like Christmas or anything like that, or you take it off? Oh, good. Maybe you
I just would like to breathe.
Yeah, you take care of your
just
kids
like a little
and
bit.
family and whatever else. Only Toledo. I mean, I was going to ask you, I'm going to throw you a little curveball. I didn't say this before the show.
I love those on the spotlight. Yes.
Okay. When's the last time you cried? No, I'm not going to ask you that question. Thank you. You've been doing this now since what, December or January?
September.
The
end of September.
Okay, you're getting close to your first year.
Yeah.
What have you learned about it that you didn't know before?
Like literally everything.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably had an idea when you're going through the interviews and what the job was. What have you learned? That surprised me.
Again, probably all of it. I think it was, I don't know, maybe bigger than what I had anticipated as far as, actually there are all of the events are still chamber events, even though if Power of Heels is leading this up, which takes a huge burden off of our 2-person office, but it's still a chamber event. And so realizing that we really have something every single month rather than just, we only have a few. But yeah, everything was different maybe than what I thought, but in a really great way also. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine just if I was going to apply for that job, because I talked to Andy Pickens about doing it when I left my teaching career in 19. I said, this is before Dallas Baptist contacted me and said, how about it?
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
19 what?
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Okay, 2019.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm just still learning how to use this newfangled electricity. 20s. Yeah. Anyway, 2019, I was talking to Andy Pickens because I applied to DBU, but I hadn't heard anything. I thought maybe I can work for the chamber because I didn't want a job that I'd, grind through in an office. I want to be out there and be part of the community. And we talked about it. And then DBU hit me up. I said, I'll take this one instead. But anyway, I would thought a lot of the job would be not just promotion of the chamber, but promotion of business overall in Burleson.
Yeah, yeah.
And, getting new and keeping members and all that other business. But when I've seen from what y'all been talking about, it's a little bit more involved than just making a couple of calls or emails.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It always looks, easy, especially on the outside, but even on paper, it seems like, okay, yeah, you just do this and it's no big deal. But everything is always a process.
Yeah, did they have that dreaded all other duties as assigned a part? I think that's such a terrible thing on an application. They'll say, here's the job descriptions and do this, that, and the other, and all other duties as assigned. Why don't you just put that at the front and leave it at that? Just everything that we think of, you know. But I would imagine also it takes a lot of energy because you always got to be up. I'm sure there's some mornings you lie there and think, is that my appendix, please? I did that at school.
Or like this morning when I was like, just going to phone it in and no makeup and a ponytail. And I was like, dadgummit, I can't. I'm going on Allard today.
Yeah, it's
fine. Right. I'll do my hair.
That's kind of how
exactly what happened.
School's like, no, they pay me. And I get to school and everything's fine, right? And it's a good day. But it just, you have to, what I see, you're going to have to be constantly energized. How do you do that?
Coffee. I had a 3-shot espresso drink this morning.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But really doing our events, that really energizes me. Trying to think of something and improving makes me so happy. So to take something that I know went well and make it even better, or even taking something that I totally believe in and being like, I don't know why it wasn't great, but let's work on making this better. So improving and working on those connections and how can we do this something better? What is it that our businesses and or community are really looking for, or what are we missing out on, and looking for that missing link and making that happen. That gets me excited.
But you have to have an internal drive, because I was like
I think
that.
so, yes.
With teaching, I could have mailed it in. But every summer, and I'm doing this right now, I try to improve, modify my content. I have a couple of classes coming up in the fall, and I could just run through what I've been doing. But it's like that's boring to me.
Absolutely, we could stay if we don't want to grow and we're not interested in being better. Then we can just keep staying where we are, or not improving, or not bringing new things in, or not evaluating what we're doing. But why? Who wants to be stagnant?
Exactly right.
Stagnant is backwards.
It's
and that's
boring.
I'm not about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And besides, you want to leave something behind.
Yeah.
That said, I took something that was good and I helped tweak it and move it forward. So, like after the honey tour, you probably had a post-tour meeting.
We did. Yes.
What were the areas you think you needed to improve? Because it looked fine to me.
Yeah, and really on the surface to me, it was fine too, because it was my first one. I don't have anything to compare it to. But are there areas that we can start bringing it, what I would consider, into 2024? How can we have those applications maybe be digital, or how can we do better with our online payments? Like day of, can we make day of run smoother? What can we offer the riders that are going to make them be like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite ride that we do, which they do already love it. Like every single one of them was like, I look forward to this one every year. This is my favorite ride that we do. And I do this, and this. And they were all ones that I'd heard of in this process, but they love ours.
Yeah. Do you compare yourself to the one in Wichita Falls? Because they've been doing it for a long time.
You'd have to tell me the name, because I don't remember.
The Hotter Than Hell.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot about that one.
Yeah. My dad did that many times. And they had it down to a science.
Yeah. That's what I hear.
And so that'd be somebody to look at. But, just from my observation, it looked great. Yeah. It looked bigger.
We had a great time. Sarah and I really enjoyed it, and getting to know and chat with the actual writers was so much fun, because that obviously for she and I, that's we excel in talking with them and connecting with them about stuff. And we had a really, really great time. And then again, trying to think of ways that we can make it better and improve it. And we had Circus Barbecue. Do our smoked chicken this year, and we had so many people be like, oh my gosh, this chicken sandwich was so good, please have him back next year. And so he'll be back next year.
Did you have any role at all in the 4th of July parade? Or
no.
Okay, that's that. I know the Lions Club runs it, but I wondered if
I think that's Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec takes care of that. Well, I'm going to be talking about that with Sandy on Thursday. That was a really good event as well.
Good.
It's the first time I ever got to ride in it. I put them on for homecoming parades for years, but I never got to ride in it, and it's a different perspective.
Did you practice your wave?
Well, yes. What I actually had was a picture of my dad.
Oh.
Taylor, you got one of the picture of me and Sandy Mason? We're going to show that again Thursday.
Give me a second.
My dad is about to be 86, and physically he's okay, but he has dementia. And but I wanted him to be represented, so to speak, at the American Legion as a veteran, because he is a veteran. He was spent many years in the military, and it was a good thing. And that's what I like about this community, is that you can do these kind of things.
Yeah, I like that we're big, right? But we're still small enough that we have a 4th of July parade, and our schools do homecoming parades. And I really like that we have those smaller town moments and feels.
Were you ever in that Burleson homecoming parade by any chance?
No.
I thought you might be. You're not in the band, or you weren't a strutter or nothing like that.
Nope.
Okay, well, but you're probably there to get the candy. I figured you'd be there for homecoming queen court.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, fine. Anyway, but I would, going back to what we're talking about, you and what you're learning is probably. Did they tell you maintaining the membership and all that was going to be a 24/7 job?
Yeah.
So that kind of leads into what I'm talking about next, is that the economy is struggling.
Oh, there's your dad.
Yeah, my dad's. Well, no, my dad's in the picture.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right. There's Sandy Mason, and there's my father in the picture. He's with the Airborne and in Special Ops. There's the other one, and he served active duty from 61 to 64. And then he was in the reserves until about 72 or 73, roughly. I was like 11, I think, when he got out of the reserves. So I wanted him to be represented because, like I said, his conditions deteriorating.
Yeah,
and that's all there is to it.
one.
Yeah, it is. It's part of life, right?
Yeah.
We're at the point now where we're taking care of the kids and our parents. And so it'll be my kids' turn pretty soon. Take care of me and Robin.
That's what I say to mine all the time. I'm like, listen, I need somebody to get a good job that makes money, because someone's going to have to take care of it. It is on you.
Yeah, more than you think. Well, it's but anyway, kind of time going back to, we're talking about the economy. I've been through worse economies and all that, but I'm just saying it's not that great. And what I've talked about on other shows is about how they talk about, well, inflation's coming down, but they don't tell you that the price level's already been raised to such a point that it's everything's expensive, right? And those prices aren't coming down. I mean, I teach that in economics. I taught it all those years, that once a price level hits a certain point, it doesn't ratchet back down.
It's the new norm. Yeah.
Right. And also they talk about employment. All these jobs come up. They don't tell you that probably about 3/4 of the jobs are part-time. And a lot of them are taken by, non-citizens. Now, I'm not going to get into all that politics, but when they say 250,000 jobs are created, about 200,000 of those are going to be part-time. And so, a lot of those jobs are taken by people that already have jobs, right? They're, extra, night jobs or weekends or whatever else.
Yeah.
Has this affected the chamber, the economy?
I would say, as far as like our sponsorships and things, I think there's a redirection of where businesses are putting their sponsorship dollars. So yes, but no. I think it's more, again, just a different, they're being more concerned or direct with where they're gonna put it. And instead of just being like, I really like this one, it's okay, well, what am I getting out of this one? Does this make sense for me? Is this the right audience for me to do this at? And if there's something that aligns with their mission or their business better, we definitely try to direct them to, we think this makes sense for you, or did you think about this particular event because this is the audience that's there and how that audience relates back to their business. So people are changing what they're interested in, but I do think that they are being more protective about their dollars.
Maybe more intentional?
Yes, intentional.
Yeah, because I'm on the Burleson Opportunity Fund committee, and that's what happened to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had the golf tournament. It was pretty successful, but we've had more successful years. I mean, it made some money.
Yeah.
But we've made more money in the past, and it's not because people don't care about the Opportunity Fund. They very much so do, but they were able to give as much or whatnot. Yeah. We didn't have quite as much participation in terms of number of golfers because it's harder and harder for a lot of businesses. And I talked to the nonprofit ladies, and it's tough. As far as their finances, it's like, well, we're holding steady, but we do notice a drop a little bit and that kind of thing. And they're just holding their breath, actually. I just wondered, is the chamber membership still expanding? Because I know this town is.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. We get, and we're thankful. We do get new members every day, and without having to go door to door or business to business, we, giving them a Allard shakedown to tell them to be a chamber member. They do.
Well, it's happened here on Mr. Allard's neighborhood. I've had a couple of sponsors that had to drop, and they did so almost tearfully.
Yeah.
Because they like supporting
Absolutely.
this and nonprofit shows, and they allow me to rant every now and then. But they just, the business just isn't the same for them, particularly like poor Candy. I mean, I felt sorry for her over at Camco because, their interest rates are impacting their business. And that's just a sad thing.
Yeah.
And there's a couple others that said, I'm having to let employees go. Now, speaking of employees, I want to throw a side note. Do you help businesses find employees?
We do.
Okay.
So if you are hiring, when you are a member, you have access to your chamber portal, which is when you go online and you were to register for any of the events that we talked about today. You're going to be in your portal signing up for that. When you pay your bill, you go in, you sign up in your portal, take care of all that. So when you're in there, you can also do any of your like hot deals, which is what it's called for us. So if you're running a special, if you have a 20% off the month of whatever, when you've got things like that, you can post that in your chamber account, and then it will show up in our calendar. It goes out. We include things in our newsletter, like if you've got Gala with her 1-year anniversary. So if she were to put that as an event in the chamber, then we will link it to her website. We'll drive that online traffic back to her site. She can post her flyer. She can have everybody know about it, and it's going to go out in our newsletter as well. So it's getting out to 5,000 people. We share things on our website, but if you're hiring, we also have that option in that same way for when you have openings.
Well, I know Two Maids is hiring, and I was talking to Gerardo about this last week, and it's hard to find good employees. It really is, particularly in jobs like that. That require it's some physical effort. I'll put it that way. I mean, cleaning houses is not something you do sitting at a desk or something like that. But so this is another way you could promote chambers. It could help you find access to decent employees.
Yes.
Now you don't have like online resumes or anything like that.
No. We're not like if you wanted help with that, you could do like Express Pros, and they can help you find someone. It's not like that. It's just if you've got the ad and you are looking for help, you can advertise on through us that you have an opening, and people really do call us. I think that's one of the things too that I was surprised about, the number of phone calls or emails or questions that we got about who do you have for this? Like, I need a lawn guy. Who do you have? Or if I'm hiring, do you know of anyone who is actively hiring right now in this area? People call us and reach out to us all the time for those kinds of things. So it really is beneficial to, if you are a member, to post those openings.
Well, that to me is probably the biggest value for me personally, because if I need something, if I find somebody that's in the B&I group I'm in, I'm good. But we have spots open, so there's some times I need people that we don't have. Yeah. And also, fortunately, since there's a lot of crossover between our two groups, it's like a double header. But as far as finding good people, because there is an assumption of integrity and an assumption of quality, you're endorsing these groups because I know if you have a business that isn't living up to the creed and to the standards of the chamber, there's going to be some conversation. Yeah. And after the conversation is going to be a nice parting letter.
Thanks for joining.
Oh yeah, thanks for joining.
We had one in particular last week who was like, okay, I've already looked on your website and was looking for, I don't know, maybe like a plumber or something. And so of these that are on here, there's 5 of them. How many of them, do you recommend all of them? Do you they really do use our site to help narrow down, instead of all of Google has how many plumbers, and you've got again, I'm just coming up with the number, 5 plumbers that are active with the chamber. And so those were the ones that they were even going to be looking at, aside from all of Google, who they could have called.
Yeah, all over the DFW area.
Yeah.
And do they have things, I'm sure they'll have like a link to their websites and all this sort of stuff.
Absolutely, yes.
But they have you have your own page for comments and ratings and stars, or you just let that all handled by their own websites?
We leave that with them.
Yeah, you just basically, it's an information source, not a, you're not not judging their business.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's good. People don't call you up and complain about that, do they? I mean, saying, "Hey, I've looked on your site and got this business, and they didn't do me well."
Oh, I have not heard that. No.
Good. 'Cause it's not
we
your
would
fault.
want to if that were the case, right? Just to know, but no, you're right. Not our fault. If
I don't.
not, but
Most of the businesses I know, I mean, the vast majority of them do good work here. I mean,
Agreed,
that's another good thing about living in this town is because if you do have a reputation for not doing well, you won't be in business long. I mean, it's still small enough for the word of mouth and all that and the social
travel.
media.
Yep.
You know, this isn't like Dallas where you can, have
you get lost in there.
Yeah. Here, if you don't do a good job, you'll be found out pretty quick.
Likewise, when you do a good job, you get found out.
Yes.
So that's good.
So, well, that's good. I'm glad you survived so far.
Yeah. So far, so good.
So.
I'm going to keep staying.
Yeah,
How about
good.
that?
How about that? Well, we're going to
I'm
have
going
you
to come
on.
back.
Well, good. Well, we're going to have you on. Well, after the show, we'll figure out a time, but what's best for y'all. I got plenty of time in August and September. Usually, I try to get my shows scheduled about a month in advance, but summertime, I'm on vacation or whatever else.
Yes,
so that kind of
absolutely.
thing. Are you going on vacation?
I am. I'm actually leaving on Thursday.
Right after the Power of Heels thing?
Actually, before all of those things, but yes.
Yeah. You're leaving Thursday. You're leaving Thursday.
Yeah, I know. So we go every year, and we always go at the same exact time every single year, and then we wound up having to adjust it this time. My son, his club soccer team won some state something or other, so now they're going to regionals.
Something or other. You just,
Well, I'm not the parent going, so I'm like, I know he's going to Colorado for something. Anyway, so we had to adjust our vacation, and then it was falling over through a board meeting, which I wasn't going to miss. And so we had to adjust it. And so now it's Thursday that I'm leaving, and I was like, I'm so sorry, Sarah.
Yeah. Sarah's going to be by herself for a while, is she?
Yeah, she'll be fine.
She'll
but yeah.
I think we'll start flooding her with calls and complaints and whatever else just to stress her out.
Complaints. We already decided everybody was fine.
Yeah, I know, but we're going to make them up.
You're going to prank call her?
Yeah, prank call her. Say, yeah, I want my money back
We
for the
have
last 5
caller
years.
ID. I wouldn't.
okay.
Yeah, wouldn't advise it.
Okay,
but
Star 67.
quit putting this. Don't put that in people's heads, Taylor.
We're going to have fun with Sarah. We'll just, send a bunch of emails saying,
You can send her flowers. You can send her lunch.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she'll have plenty of opportunity.
It's going to be absolutely fine. Yeah. If you can't leave the office to go on vacation, you haven't done your job right.
I'm sure it'll be fine. But,
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Where are you going?
South Padre. Sorry if I didn't say that. Yeah, we go every year. And so despite the, shark bites a couple weeks ago, we will not be deterred. We will go. And it'll be fun.
My wife is a beach person.
I love it.
She loves Florida beaches. And maybe we'll go back. We spent, in our younger days, we did a few trips to Florida because her sister's out there and her parents are a couple states over. I guess I need to take her somewhere, doggone it.
Yeah, I hear that, in your voice, that doesn't sound like you're a beach person.
I'm not a beach person.
Yeah.
But it's not that I don't enjoy it. I've had some beach vacations that have been nice, but I don't know. It's maybe I'm just too cheap. I don't have like vacations at all. I like staycations.
Oh, see, maybe. I don't know. It's an experience.
So would you say you're a mountains person?
I'm just a cheapskate.
He's just an indoor person.
Well, actually, what I like though, and this is kind of sad, I like really nice hotels and really nice restaurants, which you get at the beach. But I also like downtown and urban stuff. But now, a lot of these places I always want to go or have been, I wouldn't go back because it's not safe anymore, or it's not as safe. I mean, I love Chicago, but I'm not going to go to Chicago. I've been to New York. I thought it was great, but I'm not going to go back to New York because not just the expense, but just what I'm reading is just not conducive for a fun vacation.
But you can go new places then.
Well, I don't know. I hear Cleveland's very nice.
New vacations.
I don't know. Maybe I'll go see Donald up in Milwaukee on my vacation. I don't know.
New experiences I've never had.
Yeah, new experiences.
Yay, people.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Oklahoma City for a vacation.
This podcast took a weird turn.
I know.
It did.
Okay. I'm back on the rails. Now I
Get
got
it
a
together.
text from my son.
Get excited. Yay.
My son is very bitter about certain political things. I'll have to respond to that later. Anyway.
Doesn't he know you're in the middle of a show?
He doesn't care. He wouldn't care. Anyway.
Zoom him in.
Yeah. Okay. I often thought maybe I ought to have my son on the show for a political conversation, but he's a bit more salty than my family-rated show would allow.
Wow.
Yes, my wife rather, and my mother, I guess, are not happy. But there you go. We gotten off the track.
We really have just
I know. Well, all
took
right.
a slide.
Finish off the show. Tell us what we need to know in the last couple minutes here.
Oh gosh, I don't know. We have the Chamber's got things all the time, all over the place. You can register for everything on our line. Online. Why are you still laughing? BurlesonChamber.com. We would love for you to join us, to come and see us. Try us before you buy us, essentially. Come and check us out at a network at night or a business over breakfast before you sign up for your...
We didn't even talk about those. There's one.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What's the next?
Well, you know, I have to look at my calendar because those I didn't actually write
Well, while
down
you're
and
looking on the
I always
calendar,
get them
I'll
wrong.
promote this week's shows.
Okay, do that.
9:30 tomorrow. We're going to talk about what's going on with the events of last Saturday night with Mr. Trump, and also what's going on this week with the convention, and a few thoughts about that. I'm going to try to approach it objectively. I'm not going to sit there and rant and rave a little bit, but it's very, very concerning.
Proud of you.
Well, it's tempting, but I'm not going to do that because I was afraid this would happen, frankly, or something like it. And so we're going to talk about that. And then after that, we'll have a whole better show, I'm hoping, because Donna and Dwayne Patrick from the Pollo Rosso winery over in Cleveland's coming.
Oh, yeah. I was just talking to Megan about that the other day and how that's her mom, and she's just the cutest ever. And so,
Both of them? Well, Megan and Donna.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
I've known Donna for 30 years. I taught with her many, many years.
Yeah, I went to church with Megan and her mom.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun, and they're going to bring samples.
Tell me again the day.
Yeah, 11 o'clock on Tuesday, just tomorrow. Just drop on by.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, samples.
Yeah, and then on Thursday, I have the American Legion and Sandy Mason, because they have a lot of programs to do about wildlife, gun safety, things of that nature, conservation.
Oh, nice.
So we're talking about that. All right, finish this off here.
Business over breakfast. I stopped looking when the music came on because I got distracted. Network at Night is the second Tuesday of every month. The location varies with any of our members' businesses. So again, look at our calendar. Everything is online, including the applications. And then Business over Breakfast, my very favorite one, still free for members. $10 for non-members. If you want to come, you can register online. And yeah, that's my favorite. We have the CTE kiddos come in during the school year. So they're not here during the summer, but during the school year, they're here. They tell us what they've got going on. It's so distracting. It's like the Oscar music, Taylor. Okay,
Sorry.
wrap it up.
Jeez, never mind.
Then they just
No
cut off your
music.
mic, and you've
Yeah,
done
that's
that
what's
before.
coming next. I don't know how do they run long in those speeches when the music is up? Because all I think is
It was inspirational.
And I would
Was
like to
it?
thank my third grade teacher.
Yeah,
And I'd like to
yeah.
thank, on and on and on.
Anyway, we always have something going on. We would love everyone to join us all the time. Y'all's faces should come.
Okay. Well, thank you, Taylor.
Always.
And I'll see you in the morning.
Yes.
Both of y'all. All of y'all tomorrow. Both my listeners. No, I got one. Well, all right. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.